And then Kesha, she's in my Deadpool for 2022.
Alrighty. So Tom Likas has got to be in your Deadpool.
I don't know.
He eats so much red meat.
Right.
Dear.
How famous do you have to be in a Deadpool? Because, like, I'll just go to a nursing home, you know?
You guys didn't have Irene? Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of Another Bachelor Podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to my buddy Real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Over there, behind the glasses, Patrick Hickey, the producer of the podcast.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Are you talking to the audience or are you talking to us?
I'm talking to the audience.
Okay, because you haven't checked in on us in a while. You could just ask how we're doing.
Well, I make a small talk with you guys when you come in here.
I don't know how you're feeling. But
Pat
that's
called
how
me this
I'm
morning
feeling.
and asked me why I was
He did?
doing and stuff. No.
Okay. All right. So week 3
Yeah.
of The Bachelor presents Call and Listen to Your Heart. Guys, I'm champing at the bit to get to my general thoughts, but I'm going to pause. I'm going to go to Nick first. General thoughts. But what am I doing? This is bad hosting. Pat, do we have any PSAs that we need to get to?
Dylan, I thought you'd never ask. Yes, of course I do.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
This is what I'm going to be referring to. A lot of people don't know this, listening to this just on Apple iTunes or whatever, however you're listening to
Apple
this.
iTunes.
They're not familiar with this thing called Patreon, okay?
Right.
This is how we wet our beak for all the hard work that we're putting out here to entertain the masses, right? Well, turns out we got a bunch of people that are paying us, but being new to creating content on Patreon, I had no idea how many scumbags out there would come in there, lay down their $5, right? Come in there, listen to literally 24 hours of content for that $5,
Right.
and then cancel the subscription.
Yeah, it's really cheap.
I love it. It's like this roulette rule of Patreon where they're like, yeah, you could end up with nothing.
Did you say roulette rule?
Yeah, I did.
Was that dyslexia or am I stupid?
Yeah, it was, some type of dyslexia is with your eyes, but it was some sort of weird speech thing. I meant roulette wheel.
Yeah.
The fact is, Patreon...
Let's call it roulette wheel.
They do give you the option of charging people up front, but that's so, like, not buddy-buddy, which is, like, kind of like, I feel like we really know our subscribers.
Hey, Nick, we got to do that because I don't trust any. Let's do that. So we're doing that now, okay?
You know what else we have to do?
What?
We have to get into the show.
Right.
But hear ye, this is democracy, but gavel bangs, we now have a cover to get into our club.
I love that. I'm the muscle. I'll be the muscle. Okay.
Clearly, you have great balance.
All right. I'm really excited about that and my new role. So let's get to general thoughts. Nick, take it away.
Kesha's on drugs, 72 knots.
Hey, she's been through a ton.
What has she been through? She was just dead behind the eyes.
She's been through a lot.
What?
I mean, I think she was raped or something. Father Luke sexually assaulted her or something like that.
I think the problem is she's been waking up in the morning brushing her teeth with a bottle of Jack.
Yeah, which is...
Her words.
Her words.
Yeah. That is not... Hey, that's not cool.
Hey, you want to know? She was on drugs when she wrote that original hit song TikTok thing. One of those lyrics refers to her being really into Mick Jagger. You remember that?
Who is it?
Nobody.
Who is... What?
The guy's
Nobody's into
80 years old.
So
He's
what?
become like a weird, like, young people like to like Mick Jagger.
Oh.
Oh, has he?
Dance Like Mick Jagger?
Is that a thing?
That's a song. Dance Like Mick Jagger?
I've never heard it.
He's got
Yeah,
the
you have. You're
moves like
alive.
Jagger. He got the moves like Jagger. Oh.
Oh, yeah. I got the
Got the
melody.
moves
I got the
like
melody.
Jagger.
Okay, so we're singing a couple songs on our own here.
That's the point of this thing.
Pat, your thoughts?
All right, here's my general thoughts and my knots. This show is flawed deeply. One of the baby birdies on the Facebook group today noted they think they're kind of making it up as it goes along. And truth be told, I completely wholeheartedly agree with that baby birdie.
Nick's very animated right now.
Okay, all right. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but Harrison at some point comes in here and just lays out what's going to happen with this show.
Yeah.
And it makes absolutely no sense.
I disagree.
All right. Well, the premise of this show is to find love but also win a singing competition? I'm confused by it because I would say the two don't go together.
What's confusing? Fall in love, sing a song. A girl goes off to stardom. The guy hangs himself. What is confusing about this process?
Well, okay. Well, look, Dylan, I'm a musician, and as I've stated on this show,
Retired musician.
Fair enough, but two people. They're not into each other. They're narcissists. All they care about is putting on a great performance. They will fake. They'll be the best actors on the planet. I think we saw some of that tonight.
No, I know.
And let me add this too as a final note before I give my final knots. No singers on this goddamn show have any fucking balls. When Jason Mraz shows up, I'm like, oh, he inspired all this pussiness. No one's got a growl. There's no Rob Halfords here or Aussies. It's all just that soft, whispery, dare I say, hey, beat me on that.
Oh my God.
I hate it.
Who's that Rob guy you were talking about?
The singer of Judas Priest.
Are you fucking kidding me? You want that on stage on this show? Give me your nods.
14.
So, yes, Nick?
When I got all animated,
yeah,
he said it was because like it feels like they're making this. You know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. We have a whole clip. Can I say? Just don't let me say my point then.
Okay. Okay.
Intro how you were going to.
Well, I'm gonna get to my notes really quickly. Guys, much like Bree and Chris, we've only spent 6 hours together. But I am head over heels in love with The Bachelor Presents: Listen to Your Heart. I haven't seen a singing show since Ruben and Clay were kind of battling.
Is Ruben still alive?
Have you heard I'm Sorry 3000?
Yeah, I'm sure I did. But I was more I loved Kelly Clarkson. She was in fact the first concert I ever went to.
Really?
We snuck into the lacrosse center when we were 14.
Fun. Oh, wow.
I had an obsession with sneaking into places. Events.
And that concludes learning a little bit more about Nick. So I'm really enjoying this television program immensely. I give it 91 knots.
Wow.
91 fucking nuts. So, unbeknownst to me, we've talked about it. Tonight we turned from the frolicking love story that we've been watching to a bloodthirsty gladiatorial competition. So, let's get into it right now. We kick things off with a young black man who I've never seen before. Can we move on?
Oh, Gabe.
Okay, so we can move on. So, Brandon, the scout sniper, diabolical move from him. Dare I say, the Bradley Cooper of this TV adaptation of A Star Is Born. He's got the rugged, kind of country strong voice. And out of everybody, I think that he's the likeliest to hang himself.
Good call, Dill. I have to say something, though.
Take care of these boys, Uncle Sam.
I have to tell you something, Dill.
Spoiler alert.
What Brandon was attempting here, and let me explain this to the audience, was he had just picked Savannah in the rose ceremony. Then he runs over like a little bitch to Julia and basically back channels his way into her heart again by saying, hey, I only picked her because I knew she was staying, but I really want to keep a relationship going with you. Here's his misstep. He had no clue.
Right.
Harrison was going to walk through that door and flip the fucking script.
Well, things are going to get locked in.
He was thinking next week there was going to be the ladies' roses, so he needed to start hedging his bets.
Yeah.
It turns out it was completely unnecessary. All it did was create unnecessary drama.
To be fair, 18 hours earlier, Chris had no idea he was going to do that either.
Yep. There we go. So speaking of Harrison, he walks in and reminds everyone that love is first. Lead with that. 2, there is no one else coming, which I was a little bummed about. And 3, heads are going to start rolling. Then he begins to sow doubt in the rich soil of these very substantial relationships.
This morning, everything is about to change. Number 1, there will be no more new arrivals. This is it, for better or for worse. It's time that each of you have a real, honest, long, hard talk about the relationships you're in. Is the person across from you sincerely here for the right reasons? Could this relationship exist and live outside of all of this? And maybe even more important, is the person you gave a rose to or received a rose from last night the person you want to be in a relationship with? Is it somebody else in this house? If so, then that's a conversation that needs to be had. But those conversations need to be had this morning. The next time I see you, I only want to see couples that are serious about taking that next step and moving forward. And if you're not, I ask you to respectfully pack your things and say your goodbyes.
Now that's a fucking mouthful right there. But let me clear it up for the audience.
Okay.
In essence, what Harrison's saying is you better start doing some squat thrusts in the fucking cucumber patch or you're fucking out of here.
What? Did you understand what he said?
I'm trying to work it out in my head
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
A
'cause I'm
squat
not
thrust
there.
in the cucumber. Oh, yeah. It's a
field?
sexual innuendo now that I...
Cucumber field? What?
It's men's penises.
So
I want to say it a different way than even Chris or Pat said it.
Okay, I'm
I think
excited.
what Chris just said, and I will say that's
we've got a fucking plane.
that clip sounded like an eternity. Only 59 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I will let you know.
Fucking plane.
There's a fucking plane. But no, here's what Chris actually said. Bachelor in Paradise is over. American Idol starts now.
That's funny.
But he also said, if someone doesn't start gargling some balls, we're not wasting any more videotape
so
on
I'm
you.
going to just say, who is going to voluntarily leave this show because they're not feeling something for someone? Cue Gabe. But before we get there, let's get to the flamethrower that is Julia. She has cemented herself as the villain of this television program this evening. She is a flamethrower. And, you know, she's a substitute teacher and a damn good one. So she really isn't fazed by much. I find her to be mean, but I also recognize that she's a ruthless competitor. She tells it straight to Savannah's face. Like Brandon this and Brandon that, I really kind of tuned out. But this is presented as kind of like a let's look out for one another type thing because he's playing us both. But Julia is not a friend of women. She's just trying to get hers, boo-boo. And she, much like Shitface Harrison, sows doubt in this very substantial relationship.
Dylan, you're 100% right about Julia. But I have to say this about her. Her, much like I guess we're going to get to Gabe in a little bit, I don't think she truly understands why she's here and the purpose of all this. She's got Sheridan in her back fucking pocket. Isn't the whole point of this to sing your little crappy songs in front of an American audience of millions?
Mr. AZ, yeah.
Okay, who cares who you're singing duets with? Who cares?
Right. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. It is revealed that they're going to be spending quite a bit of time together. So, like I said in the beginning, you know, it is quite a bit of a conundrum because little did they know they were going to have to pick the most talented person who they liked the most, split that Venn diagram right in the middle. But I say just it doesn't matter. Pick the most talented person and go to the top. That's it. Fuck love. Just win. Figure it out later.
To be honest, the more I think about it, it's a diabolical competition.
Yeah.
A lot of people can sing songs well. Not a lot of people can sing songs well while convincing America that they're in a love triangle with a person, 1 out of 10 people that they met just randomly. The chances...
It's unlikely.
People say the greatest trick the devil ever pulled is...
Telling them to eat the apple.
Convincing people that he didn't exist.
Oh.
I think it's winning this competition. And the devil looks like it might be Julia.
Nice.
Who doesn't think the devil exists? Fucking plane. Okay, so we're all in agreement. Fake whatever you need to fake right now. Do not voluntarily exit this competition. Cue young Gabe, who is the kind of insane we're talking about. Now, he is a virtuous young man. He only has eyes for Savannah and does not feel anything for Ruby Jane. So he's going to do his best to try to solidify love before he can continue. And if he fails, he will return to wherever the fuck he is from. It does not start out well for him. Nick?
I just thought you were going to say if he fails, he does so while daring greatly. Theodore Roosevelt. What was I supposed to do there?
Play the clip.
Hi, Gabe.
Not into him. If ever within 2 seconds realize you got no fucking shot, It's when a girl responds to you that way when you sit down next door.
That was she knew she was forced to talk to him. That's what that was. Like, hi, Gabe. Let's get this over with.
Hi, Gabe.
I like Gabe though. He's likable.
What is likable about him? He's an idiot. Danny, who is that, is peeping Tom over this entire situation. He says it looks like Savannah's gonna have to choose Gabe or go home. Danny, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking? What is your name?
It's so
Danny, what is it?
It's so funny you were saying that about Danny because Dill, I did a little digging on Danny.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
And that was just incredible alliteration. It was so fun.
A little
I didn't even
digging
mess
on
it
Danny?
up. Dill, I did a little digging on Danny.
Oh wow.
Diddy didn't do it, did he?
Okay.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Danny Padilla, he's the most famous person on this show. The man has 1.59 million YouTube subscribers.
Wow.
Padilla?
Danny Padilla, this guy, yep. Also gay. That wasn't on any fact.
I knew you were going to say that.
Nice.
Gosh, I had a feeling one of you was going to bring up sexual orientation of one of the contestants at least 15 times tonight.
We've discussed this on other iterations of Bachelor Nation. I think you've even said it. We don't care that he's gay. It's an interesting choice to be gay and be on this show where you have to find love in someone of the opposite sex.
Listen, I wouldn't do it. It's too hard.
Yeah, it's too hard. And I want to say this. They weren't able to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. I don't want to get ahead of myself.
You're
but Danny
doing
and,
that.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Remember when I said that I hated Savannah? I said it in the first episode.
Right.
I really like her. She's just a sweetheart. She's torn up about this whole thing. I will say, hideous crier.
Dylan, I got a little surprise for everyone here tonight. But I want to note that she can have an emotional breakdown at any moment over nothing. She's only known this guy for 32 hours and probably a total of 18 minutes of actual FaceTime conversation.
Right.
Yet she was inconsolable.
Right.
So here's my surprise. I have Savannah on the phone. She's on hold right now. Let's test my theory on just how, this...
Okay.
Just her emotional, able to keep her feelings in. Hey, Savannah, it's Pat and Dylan and Nick.
Hey, Savannah.
Hey.
How are you?
Oh, she's good. Hey, Savannah, I want to tell you something, a little small talk before we get started here with the interview. I went to the Tesla dealership today to see some lease options, and they were closed. Yeah, I was pretty upset too, Savannah. You're still there. Later in the day,
Savannah, are you there?
Later in the day, I went to Subway to get a sandwich. I got it. When I got home, they didn't put avocado on my veggie deluxe. My sentiment exactly. Here, you guys try it.
I don't want to make her cry any more than you already have.
Bye, Savannah. What a delight, huh? When I can pull that kind of talent in for an interview.
Great booking. But I will say, I think that your arrow is aimed at the wrong victim. I mean, this is Jamie to me. I don't think that this is Savannah. And remember, Savannah is a victim of Julia's ruthlessness.
Well,
I just think this is a great time to plug our Patreon. We're going to put the full hour call with Savannah there. We had... She got really in depth.
Yeah, and now that it's over, and we've talked to her for an hour, what a multifaceted human being.
I agree.
Okay. So Gabe sits down with old Rubes after... doesn't need to be said. That conversation with Savannah did not go well. So because of that, he goes over to Ruby and voluntarily leaves the show. Fake it, you schmuck. Your Korean father's going to beat the shit out of you when you get home. What are you doing?
It was a double suicide he created there for no reason.
Yeah. Ruby's like, can we just try? Can we just give it a shot?
I want to sing for Kesha.
I have a feeling either shit-faced being used as a pawn of the mouse, or the mouse himself probably walked out there and said, we need a number, and one of you guys needs to go.
I like that, Dylan. And I was also going to say, I bet they actually had more people come through this house than they actually showed, and they kind of were able to edit them out. We had 1 week of new visitors coming in, and then we shut that part of the show off. Yeah,
there was
that's
a
my theory.
Brazilian cowboy on here at one point.
Yeah, there wasn't there?
There was a Brazilian cowboy on here at one point.
Also, we had Professor X,
Yeah.
who put out a very provocative Instagram post. It was him flicking off the camera, and he's
wow.
like, "Let's just say this goes to ABC for not revealing the real reason I left the show."
Oh, wow. What was that?
I don't know, but hey. Idiot, just convince them to make you stay. You're the most powerful mind that's ever existed.
He doesn't use his powers well. Get out of the chair, and if you want to make it to the end of the company, just do it.
I even think winning the show Listen to Your Heart is a pretty low bar with those level of capabilities. I mean, I think Trump might be doing it, to be honest. Why did I have to do it? Damn it, such a good bit, and I ruined it with politics.
No. Just because you bring up politics doesn't mean something is ruined, and that's really the danger of the apathy that this administration is trying to sow into the country.
I'm so sorry.
Anyways, let's go to Brandon and Savannah. Sorry, can we move on from this actually written down? Do you guys want to talk about anything that they said?
It's pointless.
Okay. Savannah walks in having claimed the heart or mostly empty promise from Brandon. And Julia is looking at her like if there were not cameras around, she would be separating her into barrels. She is terrifying. Okay, so Shitface comes back and says, get ready. You're about to do what you came here to do. Pretending to have feelings for someone and also singing. So we finally get some much needed clarity about how to win this fucking thing we call The Bachelor Presents Call and Listen to Your Heart. At the end, there will be one lucky couple standing who will relinquish to Mickey Mouse all rights and their family as collateral should there be a breach in contract. I'll kill one at a time.
Hey, Dylan, you're forgetting the most important part.
Yeah.
For signing their names over to the Mouse, they get to go on tour, apparently.
They get to go on tour and they get to release a record together.
I would argue there's another part to that. You can say you're going on tour and you're putting out a record. There still has to be an audience to buy that record or people to actually buy tickets to go see you perform.
Right.
I don't see that happening here.
Oh, I don't know, Pat. I don't know. That's the beauty of the marketing machine that is Disney. People are going to be striving for live performance when we're all back out. Are you shitting me? You guys, we wouldn't go as a group to go see.
No, I don't go to concerts of artists I love.
I'll go with you, Nick.
Yeah, that would.
I'm not going to go with you guys. I'm not going to go.
I was also shocked at how shocked all these contestants were that this would culminate in a musical tour. What was your point of going on the show? But once they did hear that, guys like Matt were just licking their lips, and he will use any body next to him to get to that point where he can fuck any groupie with a pulse.
Well, I would have sat next to him and I would have said 2 words, my friend. Taylor Hicks.
I don't understand those 2 words.
He
what they
won
mean.
American Idol. He was going to be the next big star. He's probably cleaning fucking toilets right now. I don't know, driving Uber or something.
He looked like he cleaned toilets, though. The man was a schlub. I think he was
Taylor
literally
Hicks?
a car salesman. Yeah, very weird that I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like
That was shocking.
He was American Idol. It was probably the year after
Clay and Ruben.
Clay and Ruben.
Really?
I am actually shocked at my knowledge of the.
It's almost encyclopedic.
It's only those 3 seasons, though.
He blew the harp.
Okay, listen. I do not think this is going to work. I mean, I spoke to people who were at the concerts when Jay and Beyonce had that tension between them. You guys remember?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the same performance.
No.
People can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
And these relationships are supremely fragile. I mean, if Trevor and Jamie end up crowned the winners of this competition, I mean, you played the crying sound effect. I mean, sorry, we talked to a very emotional Savannah, great booking. But it's funny because I have written down if he fucks up her lunch order, she's going to carry that on stage with her and openly weep.
Since we have a stopping point, just very quickly want to go back to Taylor Hicks. The difference between Matt and Taylor Hicks, besides, of course, his hipster look, which is in, and his muscles, is the fact that people did not have the opportunity to take a selfie with Taylor Hicks and go on Instagram.
Ow.
Yeah.
They're going to be a phenomenon. We're going to be seeing the winner of this competition for years.
Right, because bold prediction, but with Taylor Hicks, people could have been like, "Hey, look at this fucking janitor that I saw perform tonight." It could have caught fire like that.
Oh yeah, that's super mean. But he cleaned up once he won the competition and got that. They get like $1 million or something to win.
I think a record deal.
They did, yeah, that too. But I think there was also a cash prize. But whatever, he like made his hair like silver.
I know Fantasia.
The Disney movie?
No, the singer.
And I also know Adam Lambert.
Yeah.
What do you want from me? That's Adam Lambert. So there are going to be celebrity judges and also former Bachelor and Bachelorette contestants. Very excited for next week, Patrick. Very excited. So anyways, that's how it's going to go. The group split up and they begin rehearsing. This is going to be bouncing around a lot, but a couple highlights. Julia and Sheridan are practicing, and she looks like she's going to quite literally end her life. Possibly other people's on property.
Yeah, I don't know if she didn't like the song or the proposition of having to stand next to him on stage.
I think it was the latter.
I have a sneaking suspicion he doesn't smell great.
He's homeless. So if I were her, I would feel the same way. I don't care how many rings he has. I don't care how many miles he put on the Subaru. He stinks. I mean, maybe quite literally.
Even if you did care about the miles he put on his Subaru, you'd be like, he sucks because he didn't put in an impressive amount of miles.
Yeah, exactly. Anything that you guys want to get to before we get to the date card?
Now, let's get to the date card.
All right, so Becca and Danny get the date card. Danny says, we're the first couple date card. Is this something of note to you? Do you think that this is like a milestone, the first couple date card?
I think maybe what he was reaching for is like the first couple date card when people really decide they are an item on Bachelor in Paradise. It's almost like a reward for two people they like. They're like, we like you guys.
That's
you guys just have to get a night out. And, hey, possibly even fuck. Maybe you should fuck. The Bachelor producers are saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So he and Becca head over to Ramona Singer's West Coast home. I'm kidding. It's obviously Rebecca Minks.
Hey, guys, I have a question. Who's Rebecca Minks?
Don't ask stupid fucking questions.
Well, Becca, are you saying that she was pretending to be kind of starstruck by Rebecca Minks when she walked in?
Okay, hang on a second, because I'm going to get pretty fucking heated right now.
No.
If you want to come on to this podcast, this platform, and start spewing nonsense, that's fine. But we have a phrase to prep the other hosts when we're about to do that. Nick, what is it?
Tinfoil hat.
That's right.
Oh.
Did you say that?
No, I apologize.
I'm going to sit back and breathe a little bit.
I thought you were angry at him because he doesn't know who she is. I don't either. And I will also say
that's how you bit there.
I'm great.
That's how you bit, guys.
I'm great at context clues, though. And she's evidently has to do with fashion. I think she invented fur coats, hence the mink coat.
Oh.
All right. So, meanwhile,
Meanwhile,
Julia continues to shoot lasers into the people who have crossed her. This is exactly how she is with her students, and it usually shuts them up.
Okay, yeah. So this is when Julia has a full-on breakdown, and then she confronts Savannah, I want to say. She says she's fake, right? And then she says this.
Okay. And I just want to be candid and upfront. It feels like ever since Chris Harrison said couple up, you and Brandon have been all over each other. It feels disingenuous, and it hasn't sat well with me.
Why is my relationship affecting you so much?
Because it feels like the way that it went 0 to 100, it just doesn't feel genuine.
The day that Chris was like, hey, you guys need to figure this out, that was when everything hit the fan. And so since then, my decision has been made. Like, my decision is Brandon.
There is a disconnect. Like, there just is. The PDA was turned up to 100. That came off as disingenuous.
Who are you to sit here and say that I'm being disingenuous? Like, that's insane to me.
I actually feel I got attacked in this conversation. I don't have any feelings for Brandon, so this is not coming from a place where I'm like, oh, I wish I was with Brandon.
She says some stuff, like she's part diabolical, part, I don't want to say the R word, but she says some unbelievably stupid stuff. Like, are you not aware that there are cameras around?
I have so many problems with what she said. Like, she's clearly not into Sheridan. She was basically making like she was pining over Brandon.
Right.
And then she's telling Savannah she's not. She's disingenuous.
Right.
When she's clearly hanging out with Sheridan, even though I don't know.
The fact that she says she feels attacked is unbelievable. I want her to just leave the show, go have 3 children, and give up on her dreams.
She might be a little too old to have children at this point.
I don't know what happened to my throat there. I just felt for her when you said that.
She's an egg freezer. She's an egg freezer.
Okay. Speaking of freezing eggs, the 45-year-old mommy and her new baby head out on a date. I guess that envelope opening hit the cutting room floor.
Yeah, we didn't get a date card too. They're just flying by the seat of their pants. So
Yeah.
Technically a date card showed up, and then Natasha, who's the smoke show, who's also a little long on the tooth, be chasing that pop star dream. Although, not to get out of myself,
Fantastic.
wonderful voice.
Oh my God.
Wonderful voice.
Unbelievable.
Her and Ryan, her son, go to the House of Blues.
Her and Ryan Baby go to the House of Blues, one of the 400 House of Blueses, to meet Chris Lane and Lauren, the filthy bitch who left the greatest bachelor in history.
That is true. What a fun little fact you're dropping there.
Love Ben.
So Ben Higgins, the chick that he banged and chose, Chris Lane got his sloppy seconds.
Why do you have to say banged and chose? You mean fell in love with and got married to? Is that what you mean?
Dylan, the way you said it was so confusing.
Was Chris Lane a Bachelor contestant, or was he always a famous country musician?
I believe he was a
don't
country
know.
musician. I don't think he had any affiliation with the show.
Someone referred to them as Bachelor royalty. I was very confused.
Yes. You know why you were confused? They were lying to you.
And also the fact that in 2020, Bachelor Nation still has a monarchy is beyond me.
Yeah. Like, evolve. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're more figureheads at this point. Anyways, Parliament really runs Bachelor Nation, if anybody lives there.
I talk shit on country a lot, but this guy's songs had this white boy moving a little bit. All right, so next day, continued rehearsals. Sheridan is just such a fucking dweeb. I mean, he goes, we first felt a connection through music, so hopefully we can get closer. Is this Sheridan? She wouldn't let you just go down on her.
No way.
She wouldn't let you just perform Cunnilingus and then get away. She wouldn't. She'd
Not
have
on
no
her,
interest.
not on her loneliness, drunken night. No way.
Rudy and Matt rehearsal. Between Natasha and Rudy, I mean, I don't know who has a better voice. I think they're both fucking unbelievable. Rudy has an unbelievable voice.
She does too. But
Their song is the theme to the entire show. They've been playing her rendition so many times.
Natasha's voice is a little more soulful, though. Yeah. So I think Natasha's got a little bit on her. But yeah, Rudy's great.
Rudy has like just conventional, like she's almost like just perfect. She makes her living as they said as a studio vocalist in LA. Like she's a career musician.
20 feet from stardom. Because that face ain't gonna.
No, exactly. She can make a living off her voice. She's just not going to be a star because she's ugly and annoying.
Well,
Right.
look at Sia. She did it. I mean, Sia's not ugly or annoying either, but
I have no clue what she looks like.
Rudy is really sexy to me a lot, though. I will say.
Oh, she grows. She's grown on me.
Chris and more specifically Bree make me want to vomit. Their love is too real, and it makes me uncomfortable because there's no way it could be this real. Also, she looks like a witch, and she has a terrible voice.
She does look Wiccan.
He has a fantastic voice. He's one of the few men in this competition. It's
use that term loosely.
What? Oh my God. The talent is kind of lopsided here. I feel like the women are clearly the more talented competitors. I think Chris is really the only guy that has a super impressive voice. But yeah, they make me, vomit. And again, she looks like a witch, has a bad voice. So,
Hey, Dill, for future, when you're referring to Chris, can you say gay Chris? Because I didn't know who you were talking about.
I hear your. I'm glad you brought it to the table.
Right.
I'm glad we can talk about it. But I'm just gonna go with Chris, if you don't mind.
Hey, democracy, and this is gonna surprise you, Dylan. I think it's actually kind of a bad look to refer to him as that. I would say just Chris, because we call the other Chris shitface.
Yeah.
So we got it.
We don't need to say gay Chris. That's crazy. Okay, so she's nowhere near. Excuse me. Gay Chris is. Oh God, damn it. Chris's lover Bree is nowhere near as bad as Trevor. Now, this is what I was talking about. This is a foolish thing that Jamie did. Not that Ryan is any better, but you got to pick the right player early on. If Jamie could have faked love with just regular old Chris the way that Bree has, we could all go home. Honestly, interracial, supremely talented, possibly a gay man. There's so many layers to that couple, and they're so good at singing. They would have just blown the competition out of the water. But alas, she picked Trevor. And she, believe it or not, is worried about failing for him. She whines so much throughout this episode. But do not be concerned about failing on stage for him, okay? Him and his fucking, this big-toothed loser is going to lose you this competition, Jamie. So wake up. Focus on yourself. All right, do you guys want to get to the competition?
Yeah, let's get to the competition.
All right, so Shitface brings out the judges, JoJo and her less than Aaron Jordan, Mr. AZ himself, a nickname that I was unaware of.
Jason Mraz's nickname is AZ.
Mr. AZ, MRAZ. That's his last name.
Got it.
Can I tell you what my problem with Jason Mraz is?
Yeah.
Always wearing that fucking hat. You know,
Yeah,
it's like it's
probably
just
some
it's like it's
balding
his
going
thing.
on.
It's like Flavor Flav with that ridiculous clock around his fucking neck. It's like, hey Jason, I understand we wouldn't know who you are walking down the street walking your dog without that fucking hat on, but it's still, please. I want to see what's doing under there. I assume there's no fucking hair under there.
You know that's what's going on.
I just thought of this as I was trying to picture him from Pat's description. How about this for his doppelganger, Thomas Middle, whatever, how do you ever say
Middleditch.
it? Middle ditch. The spitting image.
Spitting image, and also I should say, quick plug. I know no free advertisement, but
Oh, the Netflix show.
the Netflix show.
I thought that was Jason Mraz.
Wow.
It's not. It's Thomas Middleditch and Ben Schwartz. It's fantastic. I mean, improv. We've joked about it before. It's so corny and it's so fucking bad so often. But when it's good, oh my god, it's so funny.
Kind of like us.
Yeah.
The second one.
I think it's all encompassing.
Hey, did you mention Keisha here is here?
Yeah. Well, I had a joke that
Barely.
Cher is here.
Let me say this. I could say worse. Bad lip injections and obviously an obvious drug prescription habit.
You want to talk about lip injections? My dear JoJo, who's my favorite bachelorette.
Me too.
What is... I feel like I'm in the fucking Twilight Zone. Why are women doing this to their lips? It boggles my mind.
You've joked many times about body dysmorphia. Well, this is real body dysmorphia,
Yeah,
Dylan.
I
I
guess
hope
so.
you feel good about yourself.
I guess so.
And also,
No, I feel terrible.
hey,
Listen.
Kesha, here's a health tip. Buy Crest.
No. Do not
Colgate?
buy... No. Aquafresh. Orange and white. It's got the perfect amount of sting. It reminds you that you're brushing your teeth, okay? You can't just go through the motions with this stuff. It's like napalm.
Let me say this overall about
I love the smell of it in the morning.
Yeah.
Let me say this, my overall thoughts on this judging panel or dais they have here.
Okay.
It's like the land of fucking broken toys. Is that what it is? Land of broken
Misfit.
I don't think that's it.
No?
Misfit.
Misfit toys. Same thing.
Yeah.
You know, Jason Mraz's got like one goddamn hit. The next
way
thing I
you're
know, he's
welcome.
playing the Hollywood Bowl or something. It's insane. And by the way, he was that third wave of this kind of pussy songwriting stuff. John Mayer started. He actually has a good voice, but
He's
Jason
incredible.
Mraz took it and just ran with it. Now everybody's kind of imitating him. That's why he's here. Hate that. JoJo and Jordan Rogers. Jordan Rogers, remind the audience, his brother's the talented guy who's a quarterback actually doing something with his life.
A legendarily talented guy.
Yeah. And then Kesha, she's in my Deadpool for 2022.
Alrighty. So Tom Likas has got to be in your Deadpool.
I don't know.
he eats so much red meat.
Right.
Deer.
How famous do you have to be in a Deadpool? Because like, I'll just go to a nursing home, you know.
You guys didn't have Irene?
Oh no, I had her.
We both had Irene.
Yeah.
Who is moderating this?
Okay. So Rudy and Matt are up first. They obviously kill it. They had Asian boys dancing in the crowd and the remaining white people clapping on 1 and 3. It was fantastic.
It was. And can I play a clip of one of the judges, Mr. Mraz? This was his thoughts on it.
Rudy, I thought you were amazing. Matt, you did such a great job of just holding it down. In the relationship sense, I feel like you're still getting to know each other. If you continue to work together in that way, the performances will grow.
He is a sassy little bitch. M-R-A-Z.
Matt, you did a great job of just being there.
Yeah.
You are, in fact, existing.
You were like a great floor.
Can I say something here? And this goes back to the entire premise of and how insane this premise is. So we have judges right now, not just judging the singing that they're doing, but whether or not we see them fucking with our own eyes.
Okay.
Where's Me Too? Where's Me Too here? We have a competition that's forcing two people to fucking make out and make something happen, or they're kicked out. It's an absurd premise.
You know what's absurd? Your white male hero course correction of the Me Too movement. Calm down. It doesn't belong here. Let's move on.
They aren't forcing them to do it. They're putting them in a situation that's high pressured.
Yeah.
Where they have free will. It's just kind of like us. Great time to plug the Patreon in our Flight of the Phoenix tier. You can sign up for multiple tiers. You get extra content
thank you
for
for plugging
$15,000 a month.
50.
50. Excuse me.
It's 15 right now. We haven't bumped it up yet. But for $15,000, Nick, take it away. We'll fuck each other.
No. We will get in a room. Oh, also for $5, we're covering Juan Pablo's season of The Bachelor. But for $50,000, we'll get in a room and just kind of hang out. And like, maybe the pressure of the money will cause us to experiment like we never have.
I think more
other
than
men.
likely it will. I mean, I'm feeling kind of exploratory in my life right now. Been married for a while, been with the same woman for a decade, and I'm kind of ready to try new things.
I'm almost positive I'm going to pocket that $50,000 without sucking off either of you guys.
Can we talk about that price?
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about ABC's The Bachelor Presents.
Oh, yeah.
I would like to do that. So Bree and Chris are up next. I mean, she's a fucking B-. She's poop.
They'd come in third on American Idol. That's what I was
I
saying.
don't know. I don't think that she would make it anywhere near third. She's just a B-. She's poop. And he's the only real guy, like I said, with like a Darian-like star quality. Jojo said this. Yes.
I just have an epiphany about how the show was created. They were like in a board meeting. We're like, what if we did American Idol with duets? And someone was like, I fucking love that. It's going to be just like that movie. What was that movie? And then someone else will be like, what was that movie?
Oh, with
Misery.
No. The Bradley, the one we're
Star
talking
Wars.
about. The Lady Gaga.
Oh.
Adaptation?
I cannot remember it. But
adaptation?
that movie, I'm pretty sure one of them hangs themselves.
I love that song. I was listening to that song so...
Yes, it'll be just like that. And then someone else is like, that's a great idea, but I'll do you one better. It's American Idol meets that movie meets Bachelor, and now we have this because that's like the mishmash.
I thought you were going to say
didn't mean to go that long.
I thought that there was going to be a splinter cell in that boardroom because Fox is the network that owns the property American Idol, and
ABC now also. Well,
ABC now owns Fox.
Well, Disney
owns Fox.
Disney bought 20th Century Fox, which makes their movies, but they also, I think, in that buddy deal, now own the IP to American Idol. American Idol airs on ABC.
Oh, wow!
You fool! Hence
Wow!
why we'll be seeing Lionel Richie later this season, which I am ecstatic
Oh,
about.
wow! I didn't know that was such a crossover. Are we gonna see Sean Hannity?
Is Sean Hannity one of the judges of American Idol?
He's a guest judge.
Hey, gentlemen, before we move on, there's probably some baby birdies out there just pulling their
upset?
You're pulling their hair out of the head. The film was called A Star Is Born. I hate when I'm listening to a podcast and the host can't come up with a name.
I don't think that that's right.
I was second away from blowing my brains out. I needed to know the title of that film.
And I don't want you to bring a gun into the recording sessions anymore.
I'm going to buy a gun.
So JoJo said that this performance of Brie and Chris was the most beautiful, genuine thing she's ever seen.
Hey, guys, I have something to say about this. So Bree and Chris start getting all crazy with each other, caught up in the moment, how excited they are to have
She's a witch.
this C-level talent be judging them and throwing all these accolades at them, right? Mm-hmm. People get caught up in the moment. If I may share a quick story. Back when I worked for that insurance company, they made us go to this corporate retreat, right? Mm-hmm. And they have us doing all these trust exercises.
Did you guys fuck each other at the retreat?
No, but almost. This guy, Rodrigo, right? He got so caught up because he was receiving so much love from the supervisors and managers that he started crying and hugging everybody. And I thought that was really odd, especially because 2 weeks later, he asked Marla, his girl that sat next to him, if she wanted a back massage. Next thing you knew, he was fired.
It's a great example of lead with the carrot, not the stick. They pretended they cared about him, but the second he acted like a creep, Rodrigo is out of there.
HR is not to protect you. It's to protect the company. Remember that. Okay, so Becca and Danny are up next. They're going to sing the song that appeared in most commercials in 2014. That is the Lumineers, simply titled Ho Hey. This song kicked off a lot of pop folk like choral music, which is kind of insufferable. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it was this weird time where the music industry was like, hey, Subaru and Patagonia need a fuck ton of music for the next like 4 years of campaigns. We need to churn out choral. Whoa. It's not folk music, it's fucking
I don't even know what it is.
So Becca's voice is very theater kid. It's wonderful. Tanner's voice is poop soup. It's no good. And because
Danny's voice.
No, I didn't mean to call him Danny. It was a bit I was doing where
Sorry.
I called him different white names, but you would never know that.
Hilarious that you call him different names, because actually where he made a lot of his money was as a celebrity impersonator.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I was looking at him, I was like, you could play a weird Joel McHale, you could play a weird Ryan Seacrest, you could play a weird couple of things. You didn't think you'd be learning so much about Danny tonight, did you? The joke was going to be, oh, who's Danny? Nope. You know, you're intimately familiar
We know a
with
lot
Danny now.
about Danny. So, anyways, do we have any commentary on the judges' thoughts of their performance?
Well, they just said they had no chemistry. It seemed like they were friends, and it turns out they were right on the count of Danny's gay.
Yeah, I get. Well, not that, but we forgot to wrap up their date. But like Becca, to me, she's a weird little theater kid who will probably break out in song on any Southwest flight.
I love that.
If there are enough people. But she does seem like the most like normal one. He's like, I'm really falling for you. And they're in the jacuzzi and she's like, hey, calm down.
Why were you so hard on Gabe for being an idiot and having like a conscience and stuff?
She didn't eliminate herself from the competition. She was like, let's fake it, but I'm not going to tell you I love you.
Her apathy at the end lost those two.
Stop it.
Danny is a YouTube star. He was ready to act his way through this competition, and she couldn't fucking give him a little tongue. And
okay, so moving on, Brandon and Savannah are up next. Now, I know that Brandon spilled his own blood and the blood of enemies for this disgusting country. But I think that his voice is poop stew. I think it's bad. It tastes like poop. And his singing face.
Oh, ugly singing face.
Is very, very rough. Now, I'd like to have a conversation with you guys about ugly singing faces. Nick took a screenshot of this perfectly. You'll see it on our social. Perhaps even the title card of this here episode.
I know where you're going with this.
Where do you think I'm going?
That lady who makes the stink face, who rocks out in the bass.
From Haim?
Haim. I wanted to say Guar.
Here's the thing. Essie or whatever her name, I think her name is Essie, who plays the bass for that band. You have to be, if you're at a concert and somebody has a disgusting singing voice or like a fizz face like this, like they're just in the zone, they're rocking out. The music has to be really good or else it is so distracting. You see it up on the big screen and you're just like, oh God. Oh God, I don't even hear the music. I just see that hideous face. And his voice is just poop. Do you guys have thoughts?
Yeah. I didn't feel the chemistry between the two of them. And neither did Jordan Rogers. He had something to say about that.
You guys started very intimate and you were very close to each other, but Savannah, I felt like you kept pulling away a little bit, and I feel like Brandon was really trying to lock the eyes. So I just didn't feel, I felt more chemistry after, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just
Great song,
missing
though.
something.
Yes.
Yeah. You get it? You guys better start fucking right now for America or you're out of here.
Is that Jordan or JoJo?
It's a mixture of both of them.
Okay.
Do it now.
And again, you think that they want them to start fucking?
I didn't set up this premise. It's the essence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The scent of it.
Yeah.
At least convince us you're gonna fuck later.
Okay. So Julia and Sheridan are up next. Now, this evil woman is very, very dangerous. She sells the shit out of this. She's closer to slaughtering this man than she is falling in love with him. But I mean, as far as Mr. AZ and that live audience are concerned, they both live and love in that fucking Subaru of his.
I hated their performance overall, though, Del.
Why is that?
Well, I don't think we need an acoustic version of this fucking song.
Oh, you're so wrong.
And I don't like when people stare at each other because I can't do that. I'm trying to look at both of you right now. I can't make eye contact.
Yeah,
and people
yeah.
that do it with each other, not even me just watching two people stare into each other's
Right.
eyes, it just gives me the willies.
Yeah, well, you're kind of like a terrier that got kicked a lot.
That's true.
I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. As long as you love.
I do.
No point.
The second, the first, the cadence immediately out of the gate. Okay, so Sheridan completely blows his solo. Fucking blows his solo. Something we've seen a couple times on the show. I can think of the talentless Camila Valentina at that fucking recital. But that's neither here nor there.
Again, Patreon, $5 only a month. We're covering Juan Pablo season of The Bachelor.
Or 50,000. Well, fuck. Julia is. She kind of hears him struggling, and she's like, "All right, get out of the way, fat. I've got this." And
She said that on mic.
she completely takes over this performance and tears "As Long as You Love Me" up.
Did I miss a meeting? Is that word okay now?
No, I'm bleeping it. It's definitely not okay. Breaking news at the end of this performance. Jordan's a big Backstreet Boy fan.
Oh,
you,
boy.
you like cheeseburgers too, asshole? Do you enjoy the first 3 Star Wars films?
I wonder where his thoughts are on pizza. Oh, you love it? Oh, wow.
So,
Idiot doesn't like Aaron Rodgers, so who the fuck knows?
also, Mr. AZ tells them that they remind him of Trisha and Garth. I don't know what that means, but
Trisha Yearwood.
I would assume that it's good. Who is Trisha Yearwood?
Married to Garth Brooks.
And
They've been together for like 10 years. He left his first wife for
Trisha Yearwood?
Yearwood.
Yearwood.
She's got a great cooking show on the Food Network. Come on, Dale.
So,
Is she the Pioneer Woman?
No.
who's she married to?
Garth Brooks.
So he's not with Faith Hill anymore?
No, he never was. That's Tim
McGraw.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot.
I know.
Okay, so let's get to Mommy and Baby Ryan.
boy.
Oh, no, before we move on, Julia gets off stage and says that she imagines her success as super painful for Savannah and then laughs. Reptile. Okay, Mommy and Baby Ryan are up next. He's absolute poop. But she is like, she's Ariana Grande, but many decades older. She's fantastic and lying about her age, Mommy.
Yeah. She was amazing.
Amazing.
Did not see this coming. I thought she was a...
Fucking playing again.
I have to apologize to her. She blew me away. I thought she was a psyop, only there to damage Jamie and Trevor's relationship, and it turns out she's got some pipes too. So I guess that obviously
She was there to do that, though.
Yeah, you're right. Because obviously she's not going to win the competition because of she's too old. But you have to mask her mixing shit up with being able to sing, which undoubtedly she can.
You know who else loved her? Jason Mraz.
Big time. Calm down.
You know what I was just thinking? How big of a coincidence it would have been if he won a beauty pageant for men in Arizona.
That's what I thought, that it was like a thing where he was like it was famous that his residence was Arizona. And I thought that he was like, known around town. Like, you know.
There's Mr. Steal Your Girl because they steal your girl, and then there's Mr. AZ
Right.
because you're Jason Mraz and you're from Arizona.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I tell Jason Mraz, hey, Jason, 14-year-old girls launch artists, not 43-year-old closeted gay pop singers with a funny fucking hat.
Whoa.
Why am I so mad at him?
You are filled with vitriol towards Mr. AZ.
My last note on Natasha. Lucrative career, but it's going to be as a wedding singer or one of those Vegas variety shows. She'll do well, though.
Go to Vegas.
Go to Vegas.
For you to have sex in an arena that Pat like has like an admiration for and not just absolutely blow people away, you're shit because he's as good as Jason. He's as good as Mr. AZ.
I'm just as good.
Okay, so, you know, just a little bit more on...
Are you going to mention the hat thing? Because Pat said that earlier.
No, I was going to say, you know, this bitch said, Ryan, you did fine, but Natasha is swirling around you. Get ready to take up a job at Target in her wake, something like that.
He said that.
Because let's be real. I mean, he's baby Ryan, and she almost exclusively dates, like, thick Dominican men I can see. I don't see little baby Ryan and her, like, really, like... She's bringing him home to meet her 4 children. That's not going to happen.
She's gonna. I don't know. She's looking for a meal ticket. She was having fun with those thick Dominican men, but those eggs are gonna come in handy. All of a sudden, she's gonna come home and be like, "Ryan, I'm pregnant. It's yours."
Eggs.
And she's gonna have her fingers crossed behind her back.
Eggs. Okay, so Jamie and Trevor. I mean, so much build up to Snooze Fest 2020. I don't know how you guys feel.
Boring.
Unbelievable. You know, Jamie went to Berkeley, so she's fantastic. You know, I applied to Berkeley. I was not accepted.
Dylan, correction. I believe it was Berkeley College of Music. Not.
Yeah, I mean...
You applied to Berkeley College of Music?
Yeah. Yeah.
For the skins, he said that.
Yeah, I fucked up the site rating. Triplets. Nasty motherfuckers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, it's not an achievement. I was denied access into the school. Jamie takes the mic after they perform to tell the world her story, which is just a tragic one. She's her entire life has been a sad, scared little songwriter who is beautiful, talented, and white, but has never really had anything go right for her. She's young, so I'll cut her some slack, but if this was like a 32-year-old person behaving, this is fucking crazy. Like,
this is insane.
Calm down.
I'm hoping that a 35-year-old Jamie looks back on this and hopes this just disappears.
I think she will.
I think she will if, once again, I'm sorry to keep harping on this, but can someone introduce her to the song This Little Light of Mine? I think it would do wonders for her self-esteem.
Okay, so end of the performances, guys. Any final thoughts before we get back to the house?
Well, one note on Jason Mraz's reaction to Jamie singing in this little speech of hers. I think he said something along the lines like, we need to call our families now of what we just experienced. I mean, it was insane what he said.
I missed that. I'm so sorry.
No, he said like their performance, it's like the type that makes you want to just pick up the phone and call your family and tell them you love them. And I thought it was super weird because after I saw Chris and Bree perform, I called my grandma and I was just like, I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. I don't know what these people just did to me, but it moved me. That's me and Jason Mraz just aren't vibing.
I guarantee you that Mickey had a fucking muzzle pointed at Mraz's nuts because there's no like... This is the Lady Gaga of the story. Trevor is the stand-in for Bradley Cooper because, again, he does not have the same propensity to hanging himself as Brandon. But these two are very clearly the stars they want to see win this competition.
Okay, this is my thoughts on this. And this is what happens with judges I've seen on American Idol, America's Got Talent, you name it. The judges start feeling the energy of making the performers feel so happy with all the accolades. Then they start getting overly juiced up and pretty much like giving like these huge sky dreams for these peeps. It's like, don't do this to these fucking losers. What's going to happen next year when they're a fucking sandwich artist or something? They'll be like, Jason Mraz told me that he wanted to call his mother after my song.
Do you know who Mr. AZ is? Ever heard of him?
Okay. Can I get an extra turkey?
Nick, you had a joke I'm sure you wanted to say.
No, it's the same thing. I was just going to say, can you make my sandwich?
Okay, so let's get back to the house. You know, Julia, this fucking Gorgon, is laughing that the judges called her genuine, which she quotes, which is just what she's been asking everyone else to be. So twofold. Like, one, stop asking anyone to do anything ever. This isn't your fucking class of second graders, you substitute teacher. But also, the irony and lack of self-awareness in this statement is unbelievable. Unbelievable. She is laughing that she got away with being disingenuous, which is what she's asking everyone to not be. Unbelievable. So stupid. Okay, so let's get to the rose ceremony.
Oh, you want the rose ceremony? Who gets to stay?
Yeah, could you rattle off the 14 people who are
I'll do it
still going to be here?
I'll do it real
Nick?
quick.
Yeah.
Before he does, this was like unprecedented, kind of, because the judges were the ones who decided these roses.
Well.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I just want to say, why were these judges not made to face the couples that they were sending
I like
home?
that.
Imagine if we didn't have to see
Hot
Juan
take.
Pablo send Chelsea. You'll know what that reference is if you subscribe to our Patreon for $5 a month, where we're covering Juan Pablo season of Bachelor. But
15,000 will eat each other's ass.
imagine, like, he stood up there like a man. You really see a person. We would have seen Jason Mraz's eyes. Like, can you really step up and tell him at this moment? So
Such
that
a
was
good
just
point.
Instead, we had to have shitface Harrison give out the roses. Boy,
Such a good point.
bet he was, when they gave him the news he was going to do this, they had to sit on his hands from stop himself with excitement, throwing himself around the room.
Oh, I thought he was sitting on his hands because he was trying to give himself a stranger, make his hand fall asleep, and then jerk off. Then it feels like it's someone else.
That's hilarious.
Or that.
I would imagine that you couldn't get all the way, though. You'd have to sit on it. It's like a 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing.
I think the combination of doing it left-handed, a semi-asleep hand, you'll be confused.
Okay. Can we
Good
get
to
to the
know.
rose ceremony?
Rose ceremony. Here's a roll call. Who's staying? Jamie, Trevor, Natasha, Ryan, baby Ryan, Matt, Ruby. She's growing on me. Some shots of her looking pretty cute. Gay Chris and Bree, just for clarity's sake. I did that just for clarity's sake. Julia, Sheridan, Savannah, and Brandon. Becca and Danny, see ya later. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. You did not get Jason Mraz's rocks off, therefore you must leave the show.
And that is what you need to do if you're going to stick around. Many of them will be sticking around for next week, and so will we. We'll see you very, very soon for week 4 of The Bachelor Presents: Listen to Your Heart. I said it earlier on in the episode. I'm very excited to get to next week because one of Pat's favorite characters in this franchise, Rachel Lindsay, and her fat husband will be making an appearance. It's very exciting. Do you want to tease anything? You have any feelings about it?
Sure. I'll just say the 3 seconds that showed her fucking face in the trailer lit me up. My wife had to hold me down. I was laying in the bed. I had a glass of wine.
Right.
She had to calm me down. So I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in next week after watching the episode.
I'm going to guess pretty cheesed off. That's going to be my guess.
This is looking like the seasons of the Bachelor arc. Like, the closer you get towards the end, it really starts to slow down. Except I'm just worried there's not going to be an upswing. This is getting bad, fellas.
Yep. Well, join us next week. And oh my fucking God.
Oh.
Terrible hosting.
I think, actually, since this is going out to everyone, this is a good place for this segment. I'll admit. But what? Get to it.
Before we wrap, we have to get to a fan favorite segment. And if you're a new fan and it's not your favorite yet, it will be after this. It's Nick's Fire Twins.
This one comes from March 17th, 2019. St. Patty's Day, actually. Last year.
Oh, wow.
2:52 p.m. CVS cashier. Do you need validation? Me. Desperately. Cashier. For parking. Me. Oh, no, I'm good. And that concludes Nick's Fire Tweets.
All right, so we will be back next week. Join us on Facebook. Search Another Bachelor Podcast. Also, jump in the iTunes ratings and reviews. Leave 5 stars, please, and say kind words. We haven't seen many reviews. That needs to ratchet right the fuck up because it's unacceptable. We don't do this show to not get reviews. Am I right, Patrick?
I don't think we need any more.
Patrick,
What?
we've talked about coming up with a threshold. If we do not hit that number, you'll quit the show. We'll be back with that PSA next week. Thank you for listening. And finally, if you're interested in seeing the three of us explore each other's caverns and
No.
What?
No.
And also, if you want to hear us talk about Juan Pablo's season, join us at patreon.com/another podcast network. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Later, dudes.